First came forward, bringing to light secret waiting lists at the Phoenix VA hospital. And now there's a new whistleblower coming forward with yet more claims of veterans slipping through the cracks. But this time it has to do with suicidal veterans.
Fox 10's Nicole Garcia spoke with a current employee who says the VA is mishandling vets who may be in danger of taking their own lives. Nicole.
That's right, Carrie and John. Brandon Coleman is an addiction therapist at the VA hospital right here in Phoenix. He says at least 5 vets at risk for committing suicide were able to walk out of the VA emergency department without receiving any help, and that happened just this month alone. At least 2 vets who were being treated at the VA have committed suicide in the last 2 months, and last year a vet even killed himself on the VA campus. He says the healthcare system is not doing enough to prevent more vets from taking their lives.
I get the veterans that need to be picked up out of the dirt and helped.
Brandon Coleman says he's watched many wounded warriors fight for their lives only to get lost in the battle against a dysfunctional healthcare system.
5 suicidal veterans had walked out of the clinic or out of the VA hospital deemed as suicidal, and they had walked out of the clinic. We don't know what's happened to them. I've had veterans that I've personally taken over there that were intoxicated or could have been suicidal, homicidal. After I do that, veterans have walked out. That's not right. That's not doing enough.
Coleman was recently put on paid administrative leave for threatening other employees, but Coleman denies that claim. He says his leave is retaliation for speaking up about the issues at the hospital.
I thought about taking my life, and I thought about committing suicide.
John Negretti is one of 70 vets currently enrolled in Coleman's outpatient program, but without Coleman, he says many vets' futures are in limbo.
There were people ready to walk out, and we all got together as veterans and we united, and we're here to support Brandon.
The VA is responding to allegations of mishandling suicidal veterans. The chief of social work tells us the ER is staffed with a mental health professional and social workers 24/7, but they can only treat vets who admit to being suicidal.
Any person that walks into an emergency department and denies that they're suicidal, and there's no evidence to prove that they're suicidal, they're not able to keep patients like that.
What about the claim that 5 potentially suicidal veterans were able to walk out of the emergency department within a week just this month?
I know of only one instance of that, and that veteran was pretty much chased down by a nurse or a needy emergency room staff member that convinced them to come back and be evaluated, which they did. The other 4 cases I'm not familiar with, and we're investigating that.
Now, the VA says its mental health department is not understaffed. There's about 200 social workers, psychiatrists, psychologists, and nurses who treat vets with PTSD and other mental diseases. It also has a dedicated prevention team made up of 5 professionals who monitor vets on a weekly basis. But Coleman says those vets who go to the emergency room on the brink of a life or death crisis, those are the vets who need help the most, but many of them are just not getting it. I'm Nicole Garcia, Fox 10 News.